Hey, what's going on? Trying out a new contraption where you can see my full keyboard. Well, hey guys, my name is Brian. It's gonna hurt my neck looking up like this, so I might just be talking and you won't see my face. It's more important that you see the keyboard. So here's the scoop. I want to give a beginner lesson today that I call my lessons game changer lessons, because what I want is for people to understand the instrument that they're playing, to be able to make sense of it, to be able to start writing their own music, to be able to start playing other people's music that they like pretty easily without having to guess and be mystified and overthink everything. And so the first thing I want to look at here, and this is the first step for all of your piano lesson needs and for really any instrument that you pick up, is going to be your major scale. Everything that you do in music from here on out is based off of the major scale. Everything in Western music. Major scale is the scale that you know, your ear knows. If you've ever heard the song Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, Ti, Do, you know that that's what the major scale is. If I'm playing it in C, like this C note right here, I have Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, Ti, Do. Okay, now C is very easy because it's all white keys. But it's also a very good starting point because we can really see what's going on. The next thing to know after you learn the major scale is to understand what intervals are, or what a distance between two notes is. That's an interval, is the distance between two notes. And so the spelling of a major scale is very important and should be committed to memory right now. It's very easy to do. The spelling is whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. And what whole means is it's a whole step away, and a half step is a half step away. The smallest distance that exists in music is a half step. Unless, you're playing a stringed instrument and you can bend very, very, a very shallow bend, and you can get a quarter note or a half bend or something like that in between. But on piano, the shortest distance between two notes is a half step. And a half step simply means the next note, either up or down. So if I hit C, if I want to go a half step up from C, it's this C sharp. That's a half step from C. If I want to go a whole step from C, it's going to be this. It's going to be C to D. That's a whole step. Now, if I want to go another whole step from there, I have E. Now, if we remember this formula, whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half, commit that to memory. Any piano note that you start on, you can now play the major scale, just by simply looking at it and looking at the distance between the two notes. So watch. Whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. If I start on C, here's what we find. Okay, whole step, whole. All right, there was one whole. Then we have another whole. Okay, so now we've had whole, whole. The next is half. Half. See that? There's no note in between E and F right here, so there's a half. Then we have whole, 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 half. So check it out. There's a hole, there's a hole, there's another hole, and then this last half brings us back to C, and we've created, we've completed one major scale. Okay, now that might look very easy in the key of C, and that's fine, but what if we try to move it to, say, a more difficult key? What if I say, I want you to play an E major scale? Okay, well, this is difficult for most people that don't understand these really basic concepts. But let's say we start on E. Now your E note is right here. Okay? Now again, we're going to apply the same exact spelling of this scale. Whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. Okay, so I start on E. I go whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. This works everywhere you go. And when you understand this concept, it really starts to unlock all of these ideas. From there, you can understand which chords go in each key. If I'm in the key of E, how do I know which chords go in each key? Okay, there's some more very easy theory to understand there. But so just starting here with your major scale, it's more important that you understand that concept than that you're able to play the scale well. You can always practice the scale. okay? But from there, what we understand is how do we build the chords? How do we build the chords that go in a specific key? Okay, so when I say we played an E major scale, what I meant by that is we're in the key of E. If you hear, okay, it's playing F major, that means you're in the key of F. If it's B flat major, you're in the key of B flat. Okay, so the last thing I want to put on this very introductory lesson here, and again, like this is stuff that if you kind of commit this to memory and just go on your piano and practice some of these ideas, you'll be amazed. I mean, you can write your own songs all day long. So check it out. Here's the next thing to learn. We have our major scale. Now we want to figure out how do we make a major chord versus a minor chord. Okay, now this is again another thing that you need to commit to memory, but the spelling of a major chord is a 1, 1, 3, and 5. Pardon my middle finger going up there, but it's a 1, 3, and 5. Doesn't matter which fingers I use just to say that. 1, 3, and 5. Where does that number, where do those numbers 1, 3, and 5 come from? It's very easy. They come from the major scale. So if we say, okay, I want you to play a root third and fifth in C major, starting on C. Well, I have a 1. That next note would be considered the 2. The note after that would be considered the 3. The note after that would be considered the 4th. And the note after that would be considered the 5th. Okay, so a root third and fifth is coming right out of the major scale. Okay, check it out. That's how you make a major scale, is 1, 3, 5. Oh, I'm sorry, how you make a major chord is 1, 3, 5. How do you make a minor chord? That's 1, flat 3, and 5. Okay, a flat means you just take the note and move it down a half step lower. So we move it down this way. So if we were to say play a C minor, again, we use the major scale as our starting point. So if I say play a C minor, and you know that a C minor is a root, a flatted third, and a fifth, you know that there's a root here. You can go find your third and your fifth in the major scale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we have 1, 3, and 5, but now remember we have to flat the third. So here's our third, it's an E note. To flat it, I just go down here. Okay, so look, that's enough theory for right now. But the next step would be, how do we figure out which chords go in each key? So if I'm playing in the key of C major, okay, believe me, that was a lot of steps ahead. But the way I got to that point was understanding, okay, which chords go in each key? Which chords are major? Which chords are minor? What chord progressions sound good together? If I go from the 1 chord to the 4 chord, to the 6 chord, to the 5 chord. All right, so look, there's a lot more to get into here, but the first thing to remember is your major scale is whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. And if you want to apply numbers to those whole, whole halves, it's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The way we make a major chord is a 1, 3, and 5 of the major scale. So if someone says play a C major, we have a 1, 3, 5. Someone says play a C minor, it's a root flatted third and a fifth. Okay, and it works no matter where you go. F major, F minor, D major. That's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the key of D. So what's important is if someone says play a D major, you are now playing the D major scale to figure out that chord. There's D major. So there's a root third and fifth. So now if our third is a black note and we want to make a flatted third, well, we go down this way. And so it's not a huge mystery that all of the notes in the key, all of the chords in the key of C are just like the scale is. The chords are made from the notes in the scale. So that's why in the key of C, and piano players love doing this so much, we have C, D minor, E minor, F, G, A minor. Then we get a little funky thing here. We get like a B minor flatted fifth there. That's not all that important. Okay, that changes as we go to different keys. Okay, there's no black notes in the key of C, and that's why piano players love it so much. All right, you guys, I hope that this was somewhat helpful for you if you are a complete beginner. Believe me, learning songs and reading out of your books to learn is a great practice. But understanding the theory behind this will completely unlock all of these doors to you, and you'll be able to write your own songs, listen to a song on the radio and just be able to play it by ear, all of that stuff. And for me and for all the piano students that I've ever had, that's the stuff they find very exciting. Guys, I hope you enjoyed that. Leave a comment, if you will, high up there. My name is Brian. If you are interested, I am doing virtual lessons. I'm a big jazz and blues, Billy Joel, rock, country kind of player, and everything in between. But really, I'm a music student. I studied at Berklee College of Music. And when I started to understand how to piece these ideas together, and that most people didn't think this way, and it was always a big mystery, I realized, especially with my own students, like, wow, I can get you playing within the first week. And that's what I hope to do. So hit me up, leave a message, and I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you, guys.